Welcome to the Give Me the Good News.
And welcome to Give Me the Good News. I'm your host, Scott McWhorter. Of the book, How to Get Rich Working for Free. Dustin, it's good to have you on the show.
Awesome. It's great to be on, Scott.
That's a pretty wild name. Now, you got your start in the business world really unconventionally. You were doing volunteer work for startup companies, is that correct?
Basically, and that's kind of what the book is about, is how I've apprenticed, how I've gone and offered to work for free for various companies. And what I found is in exchange for that, I would get a lot more than monetary gains or anything I had imagined going into it. So I went to a lot of different companies and said, hey, look, teach me what the knowledge is that I'm looking for, and in return, I'll give you my labor. And that's gotten me very far.
So that if you're just an employee, they're a little bit less willing to share with you than if you go in, look, I'll do what I need to do for you as long as you give me the tools.
Exactly. I mean, what it does is it takes the barrier off of them because you're just an apprentice. So, a lot of people are like, well, I can't take any employees on, we just don't have money for it. But when you go in with the, hey, I'll work for free, essentially for you, I mean, that just removes it just from them, and it makes it real easy for them to say yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay.
A little bit about your history, your background.
Well, I guess I'll start, I'm a relatively young guy, so I'll start at college. I went to Florida State, and I was a techie. And one of my friends tells it very well. I was kind of a hunched over guy, and I didn't know how to talk to people. And when I was at Florida State, I didn't take any business or marketing classes, so keep that in mind. What happened was I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad when I got out of school. And that prompted me to look at real estate. And what I did was I went to a real estate investor club, and I met a couple people there, and I applied this principle. So I went up to a startup company, and I didn't know this at the time. I was just looking for a way to learn this information for free, and in return I was going to give my work and my labor. Mm-hmm. So I went up to one of the owners of a startup company, and I offered him this, and it was a match made in heaven because he was he had a lot of ADD, and I was a techie details person, so it was a great fit.
So that was a good marriage then.
It was a great marriage, yeah.
So now Robert Kiyosaki has got a lot of people started on strange and interesting paths in this way. Did you start reading a whole bunch of books on personal development and business?
I did. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I wasn't a big reader. I went through college. I didn't really have any direction. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I didn't even do an internship in college. So it's kind of weird that I was applying this principle after I got out. But that book opened the door for me to go and meet people and see this whole world of investing and different opportunities, and the key component of that is mindset. So that started me on a whole nother path as well, as how to make money and then how to get your head right.
All right, delve into a little bit more. What do you mean by mindset? How?
Well, it's more than just the positive thinking stuff.
Right.
A lot of people go around saying, "Oh, I'm just going to be positive all day.
This is good. This is good. This is working great," and that doesn't work in the long run.
Exactly, because you'll get bumps in the road, and you'll lose your thought. So you have to program your mind. You have to learn it. It's something that you have to work at and want to do. But once you start doing it, it starts to snowball, and you just becomes a way of life. So you're working on it for all your life, but after a while things get easier and it just becomes ingrained on you, and then you just find yourself very happy
when things get habitualized.
Exactly. But a lot of people, sorry to interrupt, a lot of people they're not even opened up to this world. You don't learn this stuff at school. You definitely don't learn it from your friends or anything like that. So it's kind of almost like the secret really to success is you've got to have that mindset. You can learn how to become rich in so many different ways, but you've got to work on your head, because if you don't believe it, you're not going to go and pursue it.
Now, how do you work on this mindset? Do you just go in and model the people that are successful that you're studying, or is there more discipline to it than that?
I mean, there's really so many different ways. When I go to the gym or I'm in my car, I've always got audio, self-development audio, so I don't listen to music anymore. I mean, it's taken over my iPod, and I've got all sorts of mindset stuff in there because I constantly am learning. Another thing is I surround myself with awesome people that have proven themselves and do a lot more in business than I do, because you want to surround yourself with people. They push you out of that comfort zone. They kind of kick you to get you to do what you don't want to do.
Surround yourself with people that you want to be like, that are better than what you've been.
Right, exactly.